Hey friends, welcome back to more Reddit stories about entitled people, crazy people, and everything in between. Hope you're all doing awesome today. Be sure to subscribe if you haven't yet, and let's get right into today's stories. Crazy dog owner abandons her dog in a shop for hours, and then goes mental when she's told the boss is not happy. So this happened just before the lockdown for COVID. I work in a shop that sells hardware and doesn't have an issue with people bringing their dogs in. I personally love dogs and don't have one, so take every opportunity for a bit of a cuddle. So I'm on my own in the shop one day when the entitled person comes in to discuss some work she had asked us to carry out for her. She's got her two dogs with her. One is a big lab and the other is a small terrier of some sort. I coo over the dogs and we get to discussing her job requirements. Once that's done, we chat for a while about dogs and all is well. Whilst we're chatting, she spots something in the shop that she likes and wants to buy. I give her a price and she says she has no cash and needs to go home and get some. I don't live far, she says. Just then the phone rings, so I answer. And while I'm talking to the caller, she plonks the small dog on the counter and tells me that it is too tired to walk any further and can I look after it while she goes to get the money? I grudgingly agree because A, I can't really argue while I'm still trying to talk to the other customer, and B, she doesn't live far. Remember these words, so off she goes. 15 minutes later, I'm now holding the little dog, who, getting a little stressed at the disappearance of the entitled person, keeps making a break for the door. Another 5 minutes go by and no sign of her. Then another 10 and still nothing. So I poke my head out the door to see if she's walking down the road. Nope, nothing. I wait and wait. An hour after she left, it's approaching closing time, and here I am on a Friday afternoon, with a virtual stranger's whimpering dog in my arms. I couldn't put it down because we're on a busy road and it made a beeline for the door as soon as I did. All through this, I had other customers come in, and I had to perch the dog on the counter while I served them. One lady even had to hold the dog for me whilst I carried out her order. So I tried to call the entitled person's phone. No answer. Leave a message. Another half hour goes by and nothing. I try the phone again and nothing. Finally, on the third try, she answers and I ask her when she's going to be back, as she was just popping home to get some cash. Oh, sorry, she says. When I got home, I needed to help my elderly neighbor with some gardening. I'm on my way. Great, I think. Won't be long now. Just then, my boss arrives back from his works out on site and asks me why the hell I am holding a small white dog and who the hell does it belong to. I explain the situation and he's calm but not particularly happy. He also tells me that she actually lives about a 45-minute walk away. Fan-bloody-tastic. Eventually, 5 minutes after closing time, just as I was making plans to take the dog home for the weekend, she wanders in the door. Not a care in the world. No apology, nothing. I just wanted to get rid of her and get home, so I'm polite but not friendly. I hand the dog over and try to hustle her out the door. My boss, on the other hand, does not like people who take the piss, so he tells her that he has given me a verbal warning because I agreed to look after the dog, and it was her fault. He hadn't, but she didn't know that. She goes nuts. I mean, like from calm and smiling to batshit crazy in 2 seconds flat. She starts screeching about what a racist, sexist pig he is. Honestly, neither my boss nor I had any idea that she was of a different race to us, and I'm still not convinced. She rants and raves, flinging abuse like a monkey throws crap at the zoo, and eventually storms out. My boss watches her go, then calmly closes and locks the door. 10 seconds later, she's back, because she just realized she left her phone inside. She slams into the glass door to throw it open, but it's locked, so she hits it hard. Then she steps back, hisses like a cat, and spits on the door handle, then leaves without the phone. I didn't ever want to engage with her again, so I took the phone out to her at the bus stop. She tried to carry on the tirade, but I shut her down and went home. Crazy lady accuses me of kidnapping my stepson. First, a little backstory. I'm a mixed ethnicity individual. I've been confused for many races over the course of my 29 years on this planet, but I'm literally Caucasian and African American. Usually it can be figured out, but the difference with me is my father is the Caucasian, so therefore my hair is straight. I'm originally from Texas, and am usually confused for being Mexican. But now I live in Massachusetts, and I've never had an issue with anyone concerning my race, until this day. Also, I am married to a Caucasian woman who had a child before we were married. His father is not in his life as much, and I took the responsibility because I love this woman, and I love this little boy as if he were my own. He's 4 now, and I've been in his life since he was 1. Anyways, onto the story. My wife needed a few things from the grocery store, and she needed to run a few more errands, and usually she just goes and knocks things out herself because I'm asleep. I work nights. But this particular day I happened to be awake, and I offered to go for her. She works hard and does a lot, so I definitely felt it was necessary to do something for her so she could just relax for the day. I took my son with me so she could rest up and just take it easy, and it gave me time to spend with my son for some bonding. We completed all of the errands, which went smoothly, and then headed to the grocery store to finish up our day. My son was being a typical 4-year-old who was full of energy, running ahead of me, laughing and speaking to everyone he comes across, which I generally don't mind as long as he doesn't hit anyone and stays within eye view. As I'm making my way down an aisle looking for canned corn, my son jogs to the end of it when an older lady is entering at the other end. My son, being the sweet social butterfly he is, approached and exclaims in excited, "Hi, me 4 and me Ryan." Bless his little heart. The lady looked down and says, "Well, hello there. You shouldn't be running around unattended. Let's go find your parents." I didn't think anything of her statement because I assumed she just hadn't seen me. "Ryan, come back here, bud, please." He excitedly runs back towards me and starts turning in circles because, he's 4. I'm still searching the shelves as the lady walks past me and stops behind me. Again, I think nothing of it because it's a grocery store and you have to share the aisles. I turn my basket around and start to walk toward the front cash registers when this lady literally blocks my path. I say, "Excuse me," and try to walk around her, and she moves her cart in front of me again. I honestly thought she was just getting confused, and said "excuse me" once again and tried one more time to go around, and she just blocks my path. The following conversation ensues. Sorry about that, we'll get out of your way." "Oh, I don't think so. You're not going anywhere with that child." "You mean my son?" "That's not your child. He's white, and you're Mexican. You probably didn't even know his name until he said it to me." "Sure, whatever, lady. Can you just move? My wife is at home and anxiously waiting for us." "Stop your lies. You're not taking him anywhere, you pervert," said the lady. This whole time, my son is standing close to me, holding my leg, because he was honestly getting scared. I was getting angry because I hadn't had much sleep, and I have a short fuse anyway. "Thanks, Dad." And I say, "As you can see, he's standing close to me because he trusts me, and you're scaring him, so how about you buzz off?" "No, he's scared because of you. He just doesn't know how to express it yet." She looks at my son. "Come on now, sweetie. I'm here to rescue you. Come with me." Thankfully, my son was able to communicate to her he wasn't going anywhere with her. But she was having none of it. She literally grabbed my son and began to run. It caught me off guard because I honestly could not fathom what was actually happening. My son starts screaming loudly because he was so scared, and this lady is just like, "Don't worry, sweetie, he won't hurt you, I promise." Suddenly, I snap back into reality and I begin to chase after this crazy witch. While running through the store, I yell for people to stop her and that she's kidnapping my son, and thankfully a worker stops her before she makes the exit. "Why are you stopping me? This Mexican here is trying to kidnap my grandson," said the lady. My son literally is bawling his eyes out and extending his arms out, calling for me. This lady was relentless and would not let go, even after he slaps her face multiple times. At this point, a manager shows up and asks what's going on. The lady spoke before me. Pointing at me, she says, "This pervert is trying to kidnap my grandson, and I was just trying to escape." "That's my son, you freaking psycho, now let him go," I said. The manager didn't know what to believe. I don't blame him, he was caught in a weird situation. So I pulled out my phone and showed him pictures of me and my son that dated a year back or so as proof. This lady still would not give up and accused me of faking them. Like, how would you do that exactly? I'll never know, but whatever. Sadly, there were 2 other ladies there taking the psycho's side and said I was attempting to kidnap my own son because there was no way we were family because of our different skin tones. One even called the police, which I was actually happy about because I knew they'd be able to review the security cameras. Even still, I called my wife to see if she could come to the store to get the situation cleared up quicker. As soon as I told her what was going on, she zoomed to the store. She got there about the same time as the police. The crazy ladies were giving their statements to the cops when my wife walked in. As soon as she walked in, my son goes, "Mama, help." My wife is a true mama bear, and she immediately flew into a rage when she saw this lady holding my son. "Let him go, now," said my wife. "Sorry, sweetie, I was just trying to protect him from this pervert over here," said the lady. "Yeah, we saw him trying to kidnap him, but this lady saved him," said the other lady. The cop looks at the lady and is confused. "I thought this was your grandson." "I have no idea who that lady is," said my wife. She takes out her phone and shows the officer a picture of my mother-in-law. "Okay, I'm sorry, he's not my grandson, but I was only trying to protect him from this dirty pervert over here," said the lady. "Yeah, I witnessed the whole thing. He snatched that child and tried to run away with him, but this lady stopped it," said lady 2. "Yes, I saw it too. He needs to be arrested. And you," pointing to my wife, "should be thankful that this lady was here to save your son, because you obviously just let him loose wherever," said lady 3. "Who are you talking about again?" asked my wife. All 3 crazy ladies pointed at me. "Oh, you mean my husband?" "Husband?" lady 1 asked. "Yeah, who do you think called me and got me here so fast?" I presented my ID to the officer, and the manager and my wife did the same. We also each showed pictures of us on our phones to prove we were really a family. The cop nodded in approval and handed us our phones back and jotted down a few notes. The 3 ladies, for some reason, still kept trying to say this was all fake and my wife was in on the kidnapping, and said we needed to be arrested. My wife lost it at this point and let off some colorful words I won't repeat here, but she definitely got her point across. Then the nail in the coffin came for the psycho trio. The officer turned to the manager and asks, "Sir, do the cameras work here?" "Yes, we have them inside and out." "Okay, great, let's go review." The 3 ladies' faces went pale, like ghostly pale. Upon his return, he asks, "Would you like to press charges?" Lady 1 says, "Yes, I would." "Why would I be asking you that question? Shut your mouth and sit down." He turns to me and repeats the question. "Absolutely," I say. Lady 1 was charged with attempted kidnapping, false imprisonment, providing a false police report, and child endangerment. The other 2 were also charged with providing a false police report as well. To make matters worse for Lady 1, my son bruises easily and she left some terrible spots on him from where she was grasping him, but he's fine. This added a charge of child abuse to her rap sheet. I have court later this year, but I'm not sure when because of COVID. The officer will be following up with me in a few weeks. NOP says here in the comments after someone asked if there's an update. No, sorry, no updates. My family and I have moved from that area. I took an opportunity within my company and it relocated us, so we don't have to worry about passing that store anymore. My son is doing a lot better and is back to his normal self. After everything, we just decided to forget the past and move on with our lives. And this was originally posted about 3 years ago, and as far as I can see, I don't think there were ever any updates on how court went. But man, this has got to be a nightmare situation for any parent to find themselves in. But unfortunately, these kinds of situations have actually happened. Alright, well thank you for watching everyone, I appreciate it. Be sure to drop a like if you enjoyed and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. So have an amazing day, take care, and I'll see you all next time.